If there's one thing the Hellraiser franchise has taught us, it's that you should never mess with puzzle boxes. As horror fans already know, the Lament configuration is the staple element of the Hellraiser movies, and one of the most iconic and enduring props from the series, acting as a bridge between our world and that of the Cenobites. Now that Hulu's Hellraiser reboot is finally here, the Lament configuration is front and center once again, but this time it's here in a wildly different shape. The newest Hellraiser marks the 11th installment in the franchise, although several movies in the series chose the direct-to-video route. Understandably, fans have been freaking out over the newest trailer for Hulu's Hellraiser reimagining, but many are wondering about the Lament configuration's strange shape at the opening of the trailer, particularly since it then progresses to become the cube we recognize from past films. Considering the breadth of the Hellraiser franchise, the lore and history surrounding the Lament configuration is fairly robust. The most important feature of this demonic puzzle box is that once an individual solves it, it creates a pathway between this world and a dimension of untold pain and madness. The inhabitants of this evil realm are usually referred to as Cenobites, each of them unique and frozen in various states of ecstatic physical torture. But what each Cenobite has in common is that they're twisted into a form of cruel mockery that represents a person's mortal failings in some way.
And above all, don't open the box. He needs for you to open the box, but don't.
Throughout the series, the Lament configuration usually takes the form of an inconspicuous yet mysterious puzzle box that often becomes an obsession for the humans that gaze upon it. However, the shape of this mystical object is not fixed. Often, once a Lament configuration is solved, the box has a tendency to unfurl, quickly changing size and appearance in a display of mechanical perfection. According to Hellraiser lore, the Lament configuration seen in the movies thus far was originally created in the 1700s by a French toy maker at the behest of a noble person who was obsessed with magic. The noble thought this puzzle box would grant him untold powers, with the ability to summon Cenobites for his own purposes. However, it never works that way, and summoning these entities tends to result in torture and death. It's also important to note that this is not the first nor only Lament configuration. In fact, in one of the prior Hellraiser movies, there are several on display. Not only is there more than one Lament configuration, but the design itself can be reversed to trap the Cenobites. This was highlighted in Hellraiser Bloodline, where an entire space station acts as an inverted Lament configuration that can trap and bind the demons. According to Scary Studies, original Pinhead actor Doug Bradley once explained, "You have to become aware of the Lament configurations, and then you have to find one and then solve the puzzle. It's not just the physical act of opening the box, it's the motivation behind it."
Time to play another game.
In essence, there is indeed more than one box, and those boxes aren't necessarily beholden to one specific shape and size. As a result, it's perhaps not that surprising that the Lament configuration has such a different shape in the first moments of Hulu's Hellraiser trailer. Perhaps this isn't the same Lament configuration previously featured throughout the franchise, or it could be a different configuration of the puzzle box entirely. The rectangular form could also represent an unopened state of the configuration. The trailer does mention that there are 6 different configurations to that one specific puzzle box. Meanwhile, director David Bruckner cautioned fans not to try to place the new movie too directly into existing Hellraiser continuity, telling Gizmodo, "I wouldn't say it's strict canon. Again, we let our imaginations run with this. My suggestion to fans is to go into it not thinking exactly where it's fitting in the history of the series and to just experience the film." Regardless, Lament configurations always result in the same thing, and that's suffering, pain, and body horror. Truthfully, when you have a puzzle box that acts as a portal to a demonic realm, it probably isn't heavily restricted by design or shape, but the outcome remains the same.